Pat McAfee and Adam Schefter, they was on the podcast talking about Deshaun Watson being the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. That's some bad news, heartbreaking news for Shedeur Sanders. And also, should the Cleveland Browns draft a running back in the first round, and that running back should be the running back from Notre Dame, Jeremiah Love? We getting ready to talk about it all right here on Sports Talk with B. Watts. Do me a favor. You got to do me a solid. Hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. Hit that notification button. It'll let you know whenever I go live or drop a video. Let's get this show started. Let's go. The Cleveland Browns are happy to have Deshaun Watson to compete for the starting quarterback job this upcoming season. Well, Pat McAfee had Adam Schefter on the show, and I'm telling you, they had a discussion like this dude really got a shot at being the starting quarterback over Shedeur Sanders. And if that happens, that's some heartbreaking news. That's some bad news. Let's listen to the NFL owners meeting where Jimmy Haslam was having his interview at his press conference. Let's listen to see what he had to say. 1 year after calling the trade for Deshaun Watson a big swing and miss, Cleveland Browns owner Jimmy Haslam told a group of local reporters at the league meeting that Deshaun Watson has a great chance and a fresh start with head coach Todd Monken. The Browns are happy to leave the door open for the veteran quarterback. Owner Jimmy Haslam told the media on Monday that Deshaun Watson has a great chance to become the team's starting quarterback next season. He referenced changes under new head coach Todd Monken, which could give the 30-year-old a fresh start. Watson has played in 19 games over the last 5 years due to injury and suspension. That's Deshaun Watson. That's what many people are afraid of just may happen with the Cleveland Browns this upcoming season. And if it does happen, that's some bad news. That's some heartbreaking news for me, the Shedeur Sanders fans, and Shedeur Sanders himself also. So let's listen. Let's listen to Adam Schefter and Pat McAfee talk about this situation. Pat McAfee.
Haslam said that Deshaun Watson very much in play, to play for the Cleveland Browns. Shedeur Sanders living in Cleveland, working out in Cleveland. Dylan Gabriel hasn't seen him around building, says Todd Monken. What is the quarterback situation in Cleveland? And Deshaun Watson returning to Cleveland Brown, I guess, Deshaun Watson arriving as a Cleveland Browns star quarterback could happen this upcoming season. Is that real?
I think that's been one of the least talked about biggest stories going into the season. Mm-hmm. The fact that Deshaun Watson could wind up being the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. I think that's absolutely on the table. I think that it feels like it's moving towards that right now. Now, Todd Monken comes in, and who knows exactly what he's going to do.
Deshaun Watson, though, if he's anywhere near when he was a good football player. He was like MVP.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
What is that, 100 years ago?
100
years ago?
That it would be a wild comeback story.
Yes, it would
like,
be.
Everything that he's come back from. Everything. Right? He's been off the football radar for a couple of years. Right? So he's back on the football radar. And he could wind up being the starting quarterback.
Yeah, we got Deshaun Doppler here in the football radar. He could potentially be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Andrew Berry looks jacked. Will he be jacked about the quarterback decision he has to make? We shall see. Todd Monken, not a lot of fanfare whenever he got hired as the head coach. Seems like he might be the right guy.
And I also say this. They have 2 first-round picks. They're picking, I believe, 6 and 24. And I don't think they're going to go quarterback in round 1 at all.
Really?
Really?
I mean, there's
a Pro Bowl.
I would hope not.
You heard Mel Kiper.
Well, there's also not really any quarterback.
Right. You're not going to do it in 6. 24 would be a possibility, and I don't see it happening right now.
How come what are you
24.
talking about?
But with the
I see-
draft class next year, I think it's like, hey, let's figure out what we have this year, and depending on where we are next year with the class that 27 is supposed to be, maybe we'll address it as
A lot of teams just punting on 2026. Sounds like
Yeah.
the NBA. Okay, hope that's
Yeah,
not what's
you're
happening
right.
around here.
That's Pat McAfee and Adam Schefter discussing the Deshaun Watson quarterback controversy with Shedeur Sanders on the roster. I just believe Shedeur Sanders will be the starting quarterback. I just don't believe that Deshaun Watson can come back off of 2 major injuries, haven't played football in almost 2 years. 2 years. Then trying to learn a new offensive system. There's no way his body will be able to hold up. And he haven't played in 2 years. He's been out of football for 2 years. And really, they think he's going to come in and take the starting quarterback from Shedeur Sanders? After what I saw from Shedeur Sanders this past season, the last 7 games, no way, family. No way. No way. But if it does happen, that's some bad news. That's some heartbreaking news if that happens. If the Cleveland Browns, Todd Monken, name Deshaun Watson the starting quarterback over Shedeur Sanders, bruh, I'm out. Yeah, I'm out. I'm out on Cleveland if that happens. Because I just don't see any kind of way would that happen. Now, will Deshaun Watson get a good look doing OTAs? I'm sure, because the head coach done came out there and said it. I see Deshaun Watson being as a veteran quarterback on the team to be a inspiration and a leader and a mouthpiece for Shedeur Sanders going into his 2nd season as a starting quarterback. He's the veteran quarterback in the room. Shedeur Sanders will have somebody to talk to because they did it last season. When Shedeur came to the sideline, we seen him and Deshaun Watson on the sideline looking at the pad, looking at the plays, looking at something maybe Shedeur didn't see that Deshaun Watson saw, and Deshaun Watson relayed the message to Shedeur. That's the type of role that I see Deshaun Watson. As far as a starting quarterback, that's just hard for me to believe. That's just hard for me to buy that Deshaun Watson is a better quarterback now, later in his career, with 2 major injuries and haven't played football in 2 years, better than Shedeur Sanders. I just can't see that, family. I just can't see that. Once again, you watching Sports Talk with B. Watts. Hey, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. Hit that notification button. It'll let you know whenever I go live or drop a video. Will you do that for me? All right. Hey, check this out. What should the Cleveland Browns do when it comes to this draft pick? Now, when you look at the Cleveland Browns, to me, it's just me, I think they got 2 years away of really building this offense the way they want to do it. Right now, the past free agent, Andrew Berry, addressed the offensive line. Now we need some skilled players. We need some wide receivers, at least 2. We need a pass-catching tight end because Harold Fanning coming off an injury. And the most important thing, we need a running back that can be healthy. Quinshawn Junkin, he'll be coming off a leg injury. So, if you rebuild your offensive line and Todd Monken's offensive system at University of Georgia and at Baltimore was a running system, they ran the ball a lot, man, it's going to be hard to pass over Jeremiah Love, the running back from Notre Dame, if he's still on the board when the Cleveland Browns get ready to make their pick. It's a discussion that needs to be had. You got Jeremiah Love, the best running back in the draft, and many people are predicting he's better than the running back room that we got on the Cleveland Browns team. So when you look at Jeremiah Love, should the Cleveland Browns draft him at that first pick overall when they get ready to draft? whether it's the 6th pick or they trade back, if Jeremiah Love is still on the board, should the Cleveland Browns select Jeremiah Love? The answer is yes to me. You cannot go past that type of player when your team needs a running back. It's a brutal season, 17 games. You need some function and good running back. Do you know what kind of season Shedeur Sanders will have with Jeremiah Love and Quinshon Judkins in the backfield? Boy, a two-headed monster. You just can't overlook, family. You just can't overlook. Put your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And, hey, it is what it is. Once again, hey, I got a live show tonight, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. I got a guest that's going to join me. You need to show up, tune in, and come and be our guest also. All right? Until later on, peace.